there, this is Sarah from sarahdesign.com, and in today's video I'm going to show you how you can take a square-ish image, like one of these, and turn it into a wide rectangle. So you can use it in a wide banner for your shop, site, or Facebook. So you're going to learn how to extend the background to make space to put text on top. This video is kicking off a super fun content blitz that I'm doing with lots of Photoshop tutorials and things over the next few weeks. So stay tuned on Facebook, subscribe to me on YouTube, join my newsletter at sarahdesign.com so you don't miss anything. I'm going to show you two methods that can help you extend your background inside of Photoshop. So this gal here, she looks great off to the right, but on the left side there's this annoying door in the way, and really we just want all of the white wall to stretch to the left. There's a super cool feature in Photoshop that can help you do this, but it also can be tricky. So I'm going to show you a problem that can happen with it and then what you can do instead to make it work. So what we want to do is grab our rectangular marquee tool and draw over her all the way over to where the door begins, but don't grab the door part. Then if we go up to Edit, Content Aware Scale, it puts these little squares on the corners and edges. You want to go onto the left side and grab the middle square, and your mouse is going to turn into this double arrow thing, and just drag it left. Then hit return. And you can see it did a great job. It didn't stretch her at all, but it did kind of stretch the corner of the paper. It's hard to see here, but the paper got a little pointy. We don't want that. So let's undo this and show you a better way you could do it. So instead of selecting all of her plus the wall, let's just select the wall up to where the paper begins, but not including the paper. Then we'll use that same tool, Edit, Content Aware Scale, drag it left, hit return. I'm going to deselect my keyboard command, which was Command D on a Mac, and bam, done. Super easy, right? That's a good one. Let me show you another one that I use a lot, but it's a slightly more advanced technique. So with these t-shirts, we can't really select the area to the right because there's something weird in it. So what instead we're going to do is we're going to paint white over top and then kind of just blend this area so that the odd wire or whatever that's dangling in the background here and the darkish wall shade disappear, but the t-shirts are still intact. But one thing I'm going to do before we do that is I'm just going to adjust this image a little bit because it looks really dim and dull. So you get a little bonus tutorial in here with this. I have this layer selected. I'm going to click on this little half circle and then choose levels. And don't worry about being exact here, just play with it. We're really just brightening it up. See what happens when you pull these things around, these little triangle things. Get it to how you want it and then hit close. And then what we can do is we can grab both those layers and kind of squash them together by going up to this menu in the layers palette and hitting merge layers. So now our image is adjusted and it's good to go. So we can move on to our next step. We want to create a layer above this and fill it with white. So go down to the bottom of the layers palette and click on this icon that's next to the trash can. It looks like a piece of paper with a folded corner. This is our create a new layer button. Clicked it, there's a new layer above. What we're going to do is we are going to fill this layer with white and then put a mask on it. So I'm going to select all and then go edit, fill, and I'm going to pick white. Hit OK. Now it's hidden everything, but if I were to turn down the opacity, you can kind of see where the t-shirts are. For my own reference, I'm going to draw a little guideline here to show me where the t-shirts end. Because when this is at 100%, you can't see through it, right? So if you go over to the left side of your window, there's a ruler over there. And you want to drag just from the middle of the ruler. As you're dragging over, a line comes with you. And then you just drop it where you want it to go. If there's other lines there, you can drag them away. And your line is left where you want it to be. Okay, so I'm going to put this back up to 100%, so I can't see anything in there right now. Deselect. Okay, so the next step is to turn a mask on this layer. I won't get too deep into how masks work here. I don't want to overwhelm you. Just know that you can follow these steps. I have my layer selected. Go down to the bottom. There's this icon next to the FX icon. It looks like a rectangle with a circle in the middle of it. And it says Add Layer Mask. Click on that. Our layer has changed. Now, the left side of the layer is the actual layer. Then there's a little lock icon. And then the right box is the mask. So you want to make sure that you don't have the left box selected. You want the right box selected. With the right box selected, we're going to grab our gradient tool from the tools over here, which is right here. Or you can hit G on your keyboard. Make sure that down here we have, if you click on this little icon, which has a white box and a black box behind it, that is the default. The default for what happens down here is you have white as the foreground and black as the background. So just make sure that's all set. Okay, we have our gradient tool selected. After we picked gradient tool, some things showed up here at the top. One of those things was this big gradient window. So click in it. We just want to make sure that we have black to white selected. If you click on any of these things in here, they have a name that shows up in the name area. Pick the one that says black white and then hit OK. So with our mask selected, we're going to go onto the image and take our cursor. And this takes a little practice. I almost always drag the wrong direction the first time. But if you put it kind of just to the left of this line, like an inch over in the middle, and then you drag it over to the line and then let go, you can see that most of the t-shirts have been revealed. It gets a little light down here on the sleeve of this black t-shirt, but then the rest of the screen is white. You can play around in here to try to make that better. If you're like, oh, that's not supposed to be all light like that. What if I just drag really close to the line and to the left? But then you see weird things happen where you're starting to reveal the stuff you don't want to see, right? And if you went way over to the left and dragged, then you're hiding too much of the t-shirt. So play around and see if you can get it to where it feels comfortable to you. I think for me, probably somewhere in the middle of this gray shirt, almost to the edge of the blue line is a good spot. And then we're going to make an extra little adjustment here to fix this sleeve of this t-shirt. So up on our mask in the layers palette, if we make sure mask is selected, you can see the left side is black and the right side is white. If you were to think of this as an actual physical mask and it was a white cloth that you draped across your face, if you wanted to see through the cloth, you'd have to cut out some eye holes, right? So the black area is kind of like cutting out those eye holes to reveal and see through the mask. The black area is where you're revealing the layer below. The white area is where you're hiding what's below. Makes sense? So you can actually go on this layer and you can paint black over areas that you want to be able to see through. It's like you're punching a hole through the white to show what's behind. So we're going to do that over this sleeve. Go grab a brush, pick a nice fuzzy one. You can adjust your size in here, or over here in Photoshop, in the Photoshop window, if you hit your right bracket key on your keyboard, it makes the selection bigger. Left bracket makes it smaller. Again, make sure our mask is selected, and then we'll just start painting. Oops, okay, I made a mistake, but this is good because you will do this too. I accidentally had white, so I'm actually hiding what's here. I'm like, no, I want to reveal the shirt. I don't want to hide it, so it needs to be black that I'm painting with. I'm just going to hit undo and switch the foreground and background color by clicking this little corner-shaped arrow over on the left here where it says switch foreground and background colors. Okay, now I have black. Let's go in and paint over that sleeve. All right, I think you can see how that is painting in, and we could make our brush smaller with the bracket and kind of really dig in here to clean up this edge and really reveal all the parts of this t-shirt that we want revealed. All right, so there's the original. Here's the mask. Still seems like I could paint this a little darker, So I might go back over it. But overall, it's looking pretty good. And now this is just ready to go. If I want to hide this line that I dragged in, just hit Command on your keyboard. If you're on a Mac, hit Command, and while you're holding Command, click on the semicolon, and it hides it. You could also go up to View, Show, and where it says Guides, you can click or unclick that. But it's looking good. All you would have to do at this point is make a new layer, put some text on there, and write in whatever you want to say. Adjust and post wherever you want to post your banner. So I hope you found that useful. And if you had fun learning with me today and you like videos like these, you're going to love my Photoshop Mockups course. You get to learn all kinds of things like this in there. I'm in the process of rebranding my current Photoshop course, which used to be called Photoshop Mockup Mastery. It's getting a new name, and we'll have a pre-launch with bonuses and goodies. And so if you want to get on the wait list to hear more about that new version of the course, and don't worry, if you already bought the old course, you get the new course for free. But the old course is closed for enrollment, so if you want to get on the wait list to hear about when this launches, check below the video for the links where you can sign up for that wait list. Or if you're watching this after I've already launched, there'll be a link directly to the course if you're interested. So have fun in Photoshop. Let me know if you run into any issues. And I hope that you learned a lot today. Thank you.